Hi, this is Dr. Duresti with the Cranial Release Technique. It's Friday, June 14th, 10 o'clock in the morning here in New York City. And I've been getting quite a few emails from patients, other practitioners, prospective patients, just people in general asking, how would I know if I need to receive CRT or the Cranial Release Technique? So I wanted to make this short video just to sort of walk you through again a very simple thing that you can do on your own, which is probably what I would do with you if you were in front of me anyway. So let's take a look here. Here's the plastic model of the skull. So there are 22 cranial bones that make up the skull, and those 22 bones need to move. That's normal, that's natural. That was discovered over 100 years ago by Dr. William Sutherland. He termed that movement the primary respiratory mechanism. He felt that this was vital to optimizing health. Okay, great. Here's your homework. The next time you get a moment, take a look in the mirror and look at your own eyes. And really what you want to look for when you look into the mirror is, does one eye appear to be lower than the other, the actual bony orbit, or if it even appears the eyeball lower one versus the other? That's question number one. Question number two, does one eye look smaller than the other, the actual bony orbit? Does one look smaller or tighter than the other? Now that's question number two. If you took your thumbs and came under the cheekbones, or called the maxillary arches, you'll probably see that one appears lower than the other. Okay, so we had which eye is smaller, which eye is lower, which cheek is lower. And then if you look at your ears, don't be surprised if it appears that one looks lower as well. And sometimes they'll be rotated. One will be forward, one will be further back. So if you were in front of me, or if we did a video conference, and I was looking at you, and looking at your eyes, and looking at your cheeks, and looking at your ears, I would tell you that if any of those look distorted or unbalanced, which you'll find on everyone, you would benefit from regular CRT care. Now, how do I know that? Well, again, we'll go back to the skull. If these bones shift and rock and twist, two things are going to happen. Minimum of two things. The first is that normal involuntary movement will be reduced. It will be labored. It will be harder. It will be like driving the car with the emergency brake on. You're still alive, you're still functioning, you're still doing the things that you want to do, but chances are there's a drag getting sort of holding you back from being all that you were designed to be. So that's number one. Number two, as those cranial bones shift and rock and twist, the internal dimension of the skull is now reduced. Of course, what's inside the skull? The brain. And when you think of it, there's only one organ in the body that's completely encased by bone, because it's the most important organ in the body, and that's the brain. So we have this normal movement that should be happening. That will be reduced. We have this actual mechanical compressive force, actual compression, tension on the brain, on the spinal cord, the central nervous system, that will impair function. That will negatively impact function throughout the body. So what do we do when you come to see a CRT practitioner? After we've evaluated you, and I probably do a few other tests just to show you that yes, in fact, you are in need of CRT, I will apply the technique. It's a very gentle, simple technique. It takes about 1 minute to do. Typically, you're laying on your back on a table. And then I'll go and recheck, and I would be expecting to see changes. We could either take a photo of you before and after and expect to see some changes. Even better is if I took a photo of you now and then about 10 or so visits later took another photo and showed you those. You'd be like, oh my goodness, wow, I really see it. But in addition to that, I'm expecting you to feel different on the first visit. CranialRelease.com is the website. You can search for a practitioner there. If you are a practitioner and would like to learn more about how do you learn to apply this technique, there is an 8-module program which teaches you step by step every exact thing that needs to be done in just the right order. It's a 12-step process. 12 steps on the left side of the patient, 12 steps on the right side of the patient. Those 24 steps take approximately 1 minute to do. And when you're done, the cranium will be more open. There'll be less mechanical tension on the brain and central nervous system. This primary respiratory mechanism of Dr. Sutherland will be improved. And the patient will get off the table and say something like, oh my God, does that feel different? I feel so much better. I feel this. I mean, I've heard it over and over and over again. It's been a long time that I'm doing this. I've had thousands of heads in my hand, and I think it's just the greatest thing that you could do to help another human being. Again, regardless of the type of practitioner you are, it takes all of 1 minute to do, and it would only enhance exactly what you're currently doing now, whether that's the chiropractic adjustment, the needle from the acupuncturist, the massage, the physical therapy, the dentistry, whatever it is that you do for a living. It will only enhance function, enhance your results. Dr. Duresti, Cranial Release Technique. Again, that online training program, go to the website, you'll see a button that says online training. Thanks so much, my friends. You have a great day and a wonderful weekend. Oh, by the way, happy Father's Day to everyone. Thanks so much, Dr. Duresti from the Cranial Release Technique. Adios, my friends. Cheers.